hopefully I'll get into Formula 1. I've got Ron Dennis's phone number. I can find him in 9 years, and I'll get to find him. And he might give me a free drive in McLaren.
He didn't have to make the phone call. He didn't have to beg for a free drive. Lewis Hamilton has arrived on the Formula 1 scene like no other rookie. Pedigree, pace and potential. The story so far is brief and the talent is as yet unfulfilled. But in the space of 4 months in Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton has taken Grand Prix motor racing into a new era. His era.
The last 13 years is what I've been working for, so you know, this is the pinnacle of the sport. This is what I've been wanting to do, and the team that I've wanted to be with, and so I'm extremely happy.
I don't think anybody expected a young man of 22 years of age coming into Formula 1 for the first time to mature so quickly.
He's a ruthless overtaker, he's an aggressive competitor, and 5 races in, Lewis has written himself a fantastic script already.
5 races gone in the Formula 1 season, 5 races gone in the Formula 1 career of Britain's Lewis Hamilton. It's brought us to Montreal for this weekend's Canadian Grand Prix, and even crossing the Atlantic, the front pages aren't full of Alonso or Raikkonen, but Lewis Hamilton. So this programme is not just about the season so far, but also about the extraordinary impression that one rookie driver has made.
The 2007 World Championship will be go! He comes round the outside, he's also gone round Alonso. Stunning start by Lewis Hamilton.
There he goes, Alonso away well, surely he's going to come out in front of Lewis Hamilton.
Wonderful podium for the new rising star of British motorsport.
It's a great start for me, great start for the team. You know, we've got some good points in the bag, and I'm looking forward to the next race.
Hamilton tucks in behind Raikkonen. He takes one Ferrari. Alonso takes the lead. Hamilton's looking at Massa now, and he's passed him. Hamilton up to second place. And Lewis Hamilton is really having to dig deep here. And Lewis Hamilton comes through in second place. What a fabulous performance by him.
I'm really happy I got the fastest lap of the race, I just found out, and so I couldn't be happier.
It's going to be a great World Championship, and we're very happy we're leading both.
Hamilton goes through. Is there any contact? Raikkonen attacks him and goes deep. He's on the inside, but Hamilton holds it. Felipe Massa wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, but what a heroic drive in second place by Britain's Lewis Hamilton.
I've made history, and it's I couldn't feel better. You know, it's great.
Side by side, Hamilton and Raikkonen. Look at Alonso, he almost tagged Massa there. Has he got him? They run wide. Here's a chance for Hamilton. He gets in front of Alonso. And here comes Lewis Hamilton. He is going to come through for second place, his third in a row, and most important of all, he leads the Formula 1 World Championship.
Great race. You're leading the World Championship. Pretty good achievement.
To be leading the championship already, I mean, it's, you know, it's still early stages, but you know, it's a big boost for me, confidence boost, and I just think the team have done a great job, and you know, I'm looking forward to the next race.
Hamilton goes defensive, that looked tactical, and that was beautifully choreographed by the two McLarens.
He just took 3.5 seconds out of Alonso on that lap. The gap down to just 3 seconds.
It's McLaren's 150th victory in Formula 1. It's another second place for Lewis Hamilton.
I could see the win, but it just wasn't my weekend. So you know, keep pushing, keep fighting. I'm still at the top of the championship, and keep watching. I'll be there for the next race.
Hamilton's season, 4 seconds and a third, yet to finish off the podium, but also yet to win. And it's Alonso's 2 victories that puts him on top of the World Championship table, although the McLaren teammates are level on points. Felipe Massa leading the Ferrari challenge, and a critical couple of races coming up for Kimi Raikkonen to relaunch his World Championship bid. But the story of the season so far, the star of the season so far, Lewis Hamilton.
You have to say that this young fella's got some extraordinary skills and talents beyond that of what you would expect of a young man of that experience, particularly in Formula 1, and of that age.
Now, you and I know well that jumping into a Formula One car, little expectation on your shoulders, but when the grind sets in of travelling, testing, qualifying, racing, can you see him reaching a point in the season where he might just run out of steam?
I don't think he'll run out of energy at this age, this early in his career. I mean, I really didn't know what stress was when I was in my first 2 or 3 years of Formula One. That only came later with expectations of other people because I had already delivered. I think right now he doesn't have a lot of that stress factor, and I think his team is not putting him into situations where he's being overly worked, and he's clearly very heavily under their influence, so that he won't over-stress himself.
Fast forward, and God willing, what do you think he will have achieved, say, 10 years from now?
I think Lewis Hamilton is now writing the script for the future drivers. You've got to not only drive well in the car, you've got to represent the team and your sponsors and everybody else outside the car as well as yourself. You've got to be able to deal with the media positively and nicely, and you've got to be able to see that beyond motor racing there's another life. He presents himself well, he dresses well, he speaks well, and you know, that's what I believe has been missing to a very large extent in Formula One in recent years.
So 5 races in, Damon, did you ever expect Lewis to have the start that he's had and be co-leader of the World Championship?
Absolutely not, no. I mean, it's beyond all expectation, really. All the great drivers come in and they're immediately on the pace, and he's done that. He's just come in and he's straight there. There's no warm-up, there's no kind of learning the ropes. He's just come straight in and wants to run at the front. It's amazing. I think he's clearly run at the front in everything he's done up until Formula One, and so it is natural for him to expect to be running at the front, and that's the sign of a true winner.
Driver to driver then, what's impressed you about Lewis's driving style, his technique?
He's a ruthless overtaker, he's an aggressive competitor, and you know, in the race he's a real fighter, and he seems to be comfortable going to the edge of what the car can do in the race.
What changes from going to competing at the front, winning races, to actually then leading the championship and challenging for a championship?
I think that Lewis, if he's honest, would not have expected to be joint leader in the World Championship at this stage. And so while he's there, he has to fight for it. But there's some hurdles he has to cross first. He has to get a victory and stay in contention with his teammates. But I mean, I have to say, I don't have any doubts that he can cope with it. It doesn't show that there's any doubt in his mind that he can do it.
So which race do you see Lewis getting his first victory? Silverstone?
Obviously Silverstone is his home Grand Prix, and he's really made such an impact on the British public already. He may even win some before that. Let's hope he wins some before that too. But if he wins at the British Grand Prix in July the 8th, that'll be tremendous.
Canada, USA and the French Grand Prix to come before Silverstone, where Lewis Hamilton is guaranteed a tumultuous welcome, especially if he arrives there as a Grand Prix winner. The British legends of the sport have no doubt about his talent, but what about Hamilton's own rivals on the grid?
Everybody knew that he's going to be strong, but of course with the new driver coming in the Formula One, he has done very well.
You know, he's against Fernando, who's obviously a very good driver. So yeah, you've got to say he's done a very good job.
I see him like a very good teammate. He's, I think, pushing the team a little bit, and with some fresh ideas, some fresh mentality that is only a help for the team and for me as well.
It's no surprise to me, and I think it can only get better. You know, he can certainly be a contender for the title. He can certainly fight for it.